ADCB presents Top Guns in association with Audi. Hello and welcome. Top Guns is about the Indian high achievers you must have read about or heard about, but have never had a chance to meet. Most of them came here with an idea and a dream to make it big. So this show, we bring you these people right into your own home. They tell you their own stories in their words. You get a chance to hear from them how they got successful. And they become an inspiration for all of us. Today's episode is about a person who came here penniless, but had big ideas. He was positive. He knew he was going to make it, and make it big. He started his business in 1995, and today has one of the biggest petrochemical companies in this region. His name is Yogesh Mehta. The man synonymous to the word passion. Yogesh Mehta showed signs of going against the tide to make a mark. He likes to call himself a survivor. Sleeping on the floor of his friend's house in the initial days, he was hell-bent on making things work his way. His company has grown to become one of the largest independent petrochemical distributors in the Middle East. If you want to know how to rise from the bottom of the pile to head a billion-dollar enterprise within a short span of time, there isn't anyone better than Yogesh Mehta to learn from.
I know Yogesh since last 35 years. We are childhood friends. In fact, from school time, we met and we have grown together, studied together, and from that time, we are like buddy to each other. When he came to Dubai, it was a kind of biggest challenge for me to ensure that, to provide him moral support. And which was like, you know, to make sure and ensure to give him a kind of break which he was looking for and get him the right platform. Suggest him, you know, and advise him what to be done and how to be done, as Dubai was a new place for him. My home was his home. We offered him moral support, and that's what I ensured that he gets what he deserves.
He came to Dubai on a hunch and with very little in his pocket, took the risk of selling his wife's jewelry to make ends meet, but always knew that he was going to make it big.
I feel great about him. I'm very happy that he has achieved his target.
What is the secret to success? Is there a secret to success? Let's find out from this week's Top Gun, Mr. Yogesh Mehta. Yogesh, welcome to our show.
Lovely. Nice to be here.
Let's start with your early childhood memories.
Yeah, I have lots of childhood memories, but they remind me of being a very boring, straightforward kind of nerdy, simple Charlie. Most of my childhood was spent in thinking a lot, and people used to call me the thinker for some reason. And we were a bunch of other friends who used to gather and talk philosophy when we were 13, 14, 15 years old. As I grew to be older, well, come 17, 16, 17, 18, when Falguni came in, it was more romantic, more fun, and I got a new meaning to my life. There was always this, that to become rich. There was always this, to have a career, more so because I had a girlfriend and not much support from my family. Those were the times 30 years ago. My parents were thinking that I was going the wrong way and that I should focus on my studies and have a career and then think about all this. But I was relentless. I didn't care. I thought that this is the way it should be, and I'm going to marry this girl, which required me to work. So I had to find reasonable work, which I found with my father. My father had a factory.
Did he have his own business, your father?
Yes, yes. He had a chemical business, much different than what I'm doing, which I joined and I learned under him. 2 years went away and I wanted to grow further. So I decided that I won't do this. And I came back to Bombay from the western part of India. And I said, I'm not doing this. I'm going to set up my own shop, which is my own office.
At a very young age, he always wanted to make it on his own, have his own company, and is willing to go any length to get it.
I found a gullible partner, and it was a lady partner, and she said, okay, you know, I'll put in some money. And we put very small money and started a trading business. It did well for a while. And I wanted to grow further, so I paid her back the money, and I got a new partner, still back in Bombay, and did more chemical trading. And that was bigger league, so that got us more money, and that enabled me to get married and live a life. And Falguni and I always thought that we should have a child 5 years into marriage. And in that 5 years, we had Rohan, our son Rohan, 4th year, and I was in my worst financial state at that time because all the money I made, I lost it and had nothing, and Rohan was born, and I was completely at a loss as to how to live my life in the future. In came my friend at that point from Dubai, and he said, you know, yes, you have this will and grit, you know, that's not going to bring you money. I think that you really need to leave India because you don't seem to be doing well. You're very educated, but you don't seem to be doing well. I said, I agree with you. I am not doing well. And he said, well, come to Dubai. He said, you know, I have an apartment. You can stay with me till the time that you feel that you can find something. And his name is Kishore Bhatia. And I came to his house 15th of March 1990. For some reason, I said, I'll go to Dubai and make my fortune. So I came to Dubai, and I quickly found out that it takes a lot of money to live here. And I said, let me call my wife, who is a trained teacher, Montessori teacher. And I said, let her work as a teacher so that there's some money coming into the house. I'll mind the kid till I find a proper partnership with somebody. So I called Falgun, and we stayed in our friend's house for a month. And you know, how long can you stay in somebody's house? And his heart was big, but his apartment was small. So we decided to move from that apartment and get our own small apartment. How do I do that? We had no money. So the easiest thing we did was I sold my wife's jewelry.
Oh.
And the precious bit that she had. I still remember that day very, very clearly in the evening, going to Par Dubai to a jeweler and get very little money. You know, would you believe it? It was not even 6,000 or 7,000 dirhams. This was in May, and near the end of May, I met my potential partner. And I said, I have got this fantastic proposal. I want to do this, that, and the other. And he said, well, it looks good. He says, I'll give you 25%. You're on. And we started this business on 6th of June, and 1st August is the Gulf War. People were leaving Dubai, but people lose money in war, and people make money in war. We made money in war. We imported a lot of chemicals thinking that this war cannot last long enough. Let's stay here. We are here to stay. And the war ended in January. We were back in the game, and we made so much money thereon. As I was growing in this company, I decided that I now wanted something on my own and something bigger. And in the end of '94, I started Petrochem. At that point, I had a British partner who lived in London. His name is David Lubbock, who's like my brother. And even today, we are the best of friends and the best of partners. It's been 17 years almost. And we created this business with a tank terminal, with a drum storage. So there was, we had a purpose. We knew what to do to survive in this chemical fraternity and also in the Middle East. So we built the business around our customers. What did the customers want? How could we serve them better? How quickly could we serve them? What credit could we give them? Could we understand their future needs? And the trick is in anticipating what your customer wants and serving them before they want it. And therein you create a value. And that value is dollars. That value is money. That value is profit. And of course, that's how we reach where we are.
Amazing. That was a phenomenal story, Yogesh. Let's take a short break and continue Yogesh's journey after the break.
That was the time when there was chemistry, there was sparks were flying, and I thought that this girl can be my girlfriend. One day we fell in love.
Nothing means more to me than my husband and my son. Everything is centered around them.
We fight at least 3 times a day. And 3 times a day on a regular basis for 27 years is a lot of fighting.